Hello everybody and welcome back. James Phifer with ACCU. I am coming back today with another tutorial on Vantaca. I'm going to make this one pretty short and sweet today. There are two items that I would like to go over, which I think are instrumental in systems and processes. One of which is getting information in the system. And this is for scalability, right? Having the information in the system means that no matter who answers the phone, they can answer the question. And I think that is vital to the success of any management company and their relationship with their association. And the other is the calendar and the annual planning. Something that I think is a really good process, and I encourage every single one of our clients for sure to get together with their community manager to annual plan. But I also think it really helps build consistency for board members, specifically because it is every management company's main goal to keep each one of our customers as a client, but that the expectation moves forward and carries over year with the newly elected board members. Getting elected to a board is great. Wonderful, great, I'm here. It's wonderful to be elected, or perhaps it's wonderful to volunteer. Where do I go to get my information? This is where you're going to go to get your information. All right, now that we've hopped on over here to our Vantaca screen, and as you are already aware if you've been watching my previous videos, Presidential Valley is our test environment. And the reason that I do our demonstrations on here is because there's no proprietary information for any of our clients, and we can show this to the world. So this particular page that we're looking at right here is the additional information page, okay? The reason that I find that this is so important is because this is where all the information for your specific association resides. This is where everything lives in regards to questions that can be asked for us to be able to give a quick answer, right? So let's start off with snow removal. And this is great because it's all searchable. So we type in snow removal. Anyone who answers the phone can go ahead and look in here and see right away that the contract terms for snow removal is 2 inches on the sidewalk and 4 inches on the driveway. The industry standard, and we'll see that quite often. Other information perhaps is what should we call it Bible sheet information, but I think every community management company calls it a little something different, maybe master sheet, something to that effect. This is the after hours information specific for your community on what to do in an after-hour situation. Is there an on-site? What's their number? Is there a plumber? Who's the restoration company? Is there an elevator? If there's a roof leak, do we call the roofing guy? Who do we call for towing? Who do we call for the gate company? Et cetera, et cetera. This should be able to be accessed by any team member, and in our case, it is. And the more information we get in here, the better. So each year, I think it's imperative for the board of directors to get together with the manager and to go through these one at a time to make sure that all the information is accurate and correct. The way that we train our staff here at ACCU is that if you receive a phone call, the first thing that we're going to try and do is answer the question first before we pass the phone call on. If the question that is being asked is not in there, the first thing is to reach out to the community manager and figure out what the answer is and enter it in here, or ask the community manager to enter it in. So that way the next phone call, it's there. I think that is super important for scalability and for quick access to be able to answer questions. All right. Next important item is the calendar. So this is one of my favorites. If we go to the association calendar, this has different security hierarchy in it, okay? First of all, this is a place that all owners in the community have access to. So they can come in here and they can see when the annual barbecue is. They can see when the association is scheduled for their board meeting or their annual meeting. But there are things in here that perhaps the board and the management company need to know about, but we don't want to clutter the calendar for the owner view. So let's take, for example, that you have an association that has a fire control enunciator panel that has to be serviced on an annual basis, and that is done every August 17th, right? Or let's say that it's done every August 31st, and the work order needs to go in every August 17th, right? Okay, so we go ahead and we start this off and we say fire control enunciator panel inspection required. And we are going to repeat this annually on the third Thursday. And we're going to say, call Fire Bob and have them do the annual fire inspection on the panel. And their phone number is 303-555-5555, right? Category, we are going to just mark this as other. And under the action item, we are going to choose service request, okay? The security is going to be boards only. That means boards and management are going to have access to this. Now, a few things that are important here. Number one, let's just say that the manager that has been assigned to this community has decided to take a vacation the second and third week in August. And I've decided to take on the tickets for the manager who is currently managing the community. When we save this and the test comes due, that ticket is going to be automatically created every year and it's going to show up in my Vantaca system. So therefore there is no forgetting. It's going to be an automated thing, and this can happen for anything that goes on in your association that needs to have an automatic ticket created. And for clients of ACCU, we have what we call an association task and an association construction task. And if it's marked either one of those things, it means that it's forward facing with the board as well. So that way it'll show up in your board portal when that ticket gets created. So not only can the manager see the ticket and ACCU employees see that ticket, but it also becomes forward facing with the board and it's on the calendar. So that really binds together all the hands that are in this pot trying to work together inside of one system. So super important. I really encourage everyone using Vantaca to utilize these two very, very important details within the system. Additional information, huge on scalability, and the calendar, a great way to keep everybody informed on exactly what needs to be going on throughout the year. New board member gets elected, they can go and take a look at the months ahead of them to understand what's going to be expected to them moving into the year. And I just think it's a great tool to use, and so hope you got some value out of today's lesson, and I'll be back with more in the near future. Until next time, I look forward to seeing you. James Phifer with ACCU. Thank you.